Ian Fletcher, the author of Free Trade Doesn't Work, which is an absolutely brilliant book. Ian has been a guest on this program. Wrote a piece back last week in the Huffington Post titled "Donald Trump is Trying to Save the Republican Party from Itself." And it's a fascinating take or insight, and I think it segues perfectly out of what we just heard and the conversation we just had with Congressman Grayson about what the hell is the Republican Party these days, right? What are they? The Republican Party prior to the 1960s was kind of lost in some ways. I mean, it was a moderate party that believed in good government. I mean, so did the Democrats, for that matter. But the Democrats were more, tightly tied in with labor and with working people, and the Republican Party was more sort of the party of business. But then they went nuts, and they got on this thing in 1980 with the election of Reagan of so-called free trade and free markets. Now, first of all, there's no such thing as free trade. All trade is managed. All trade is conducted under the rules that the individual countries define for that trade. And secondly, there's no such thing as free markets. Markets are the creation of government, and government can decide when setting up the marketplace, here's the rules of the game, here's the rules that you have to play by, and under these rules, this is what this party must do, this is what... But anyhow, Reagan, these two fantasies, Reagan rode in 1980, and the Republicans have ridden for 34 years, as basically this is what a Republican is all about. Well, it's fallen apart. And Donald Trump is pointing it out by suggesting that we should have tariffs on imported goods. And, it's this whole thing. I mean, remember when, as Ian Fletcher points out, remember when California deregulated its electricity market in 96? Enron started shutting down cities just to jack up their power. So how should the Republican Party reinvent themselves?
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-536-2370.
Ian Fletcher is suggesting the Republican Party should use nationalism and opposing free trade as the way to invent themselves. I think the Democratic Party should do that.